I thought I was the happiest husband in the world until I found a blog with 500,000 followers. There, my saint of a wife mocked me every single day, turning our intimate life into a cheap show for likes. She thought I would never find out who was behind the loser's diary. Well, it's time to write the final chapter. And she's definitely not going to like it. I remember the sound first. Not her crying. Not the notifications. Just the refrigerator humming in the kitchen while 20,000 people watched my anniversary dinner collapse in real time. The tablet was standing beside the wine glasses. Her face had gone white. Mine probably looked calm. I remember seeing the live stream count climbing in the corner. I remember candlelight reflecting off the dining room window and turning the glass black, almost like a mirror. And I remember reading a comment that moved so fast I almost missed it. Asterisk, wait, wasn't this planned? Asterisk. I stared at it for a second, because I didn't understand what that meant. At the time, I thought I was exposing my wife. At the time, I thought I had finally taken control. 3 days later, I found a folder on my laptop that I don't remember creating. And that's when I started wondering whether I'd ever controlled anything at all. Before that, I thought I had a simple marriage. I'm James Mercer, 36. Project manager for a construction company outside Denver. Lily felt easy to live with. Quiet, warm, patient. She remembered birthdays I forgot. She folded towels a certain way. She always left coffee waiting for me before work. Small things. The kind of things people point at when they say they got lucky. Still, there were details that sat somewhere in the back of my mind. Lily photographed everything. Not food, not vacations. Me. Me sleeping on the couch. Me carrying groceries. Me standing in the kitchen with wet hair after showers. Sometimes she'd ask me to put on ridiculous shirts she'd ordered online. Ugly Christmas sweaters in April. A cowboy hat from a gas station. She'd say it was for memories. For our archive. I never thought much about it. But eventually I noticed something else. She'd take pictures of things I hadn't done. Dirty socks beside the couch. Takeout boxes stacked in corners. Beer cans beside my desk. Once I came home and saw a pizza box open on the kitchen counter. Cold grease smell filling the room. I asked myself why she'd ordered pizza. Then I opened the lid. Empty. Just the box. Like a prop someone forgot to put away. I remember staring at it longer than I should have. Because it felt strange. Not wrong. Just strange. The first crack came from a guy at work named Trevor. Rain had been hitting the office windows all afternoon. The fluorescent lights above us kept buzzing. Trevor looked uncomfortable. He rotated his phone toward me and asked whether I knew a page called Asterisk the Loser's Wife. Asterisk? I didn't. He laughed once, then stopped laughing, because he recognized my dog. Milo had a small white patch near one eye. I saw it immediately. I saw my kitchen too, the same gray tiles, the same refrigerator magnets. Then I saw myself. The picture had been taken from behind. I was standing at the counter half asleep, hair a mess, holding cereal. Underneath was a story about a husband too useless to make breakfast. Thousands of comments. Thousands. People calling me pathetic, lazy, dead weight. I kept scrolling. The air conditioning in the office suddenly felt too cold. More photos. More stories. Some were real. Some were distorted. Some were complete fiction. The dirty socks. The pizza boxes. The arguments. Things were rearranged into stories. Failures edited into punchlines. I kept looking. 300,000 followers. Then 600,000. Then almost 1 million. Years of posts. Years. I drove home with both windows down even though it was freezing outside. My hands felt numb against the steering wheel. I kept telling myself I was mistaken. I kept waiting for something not to match. But everything matched. Everything except one thing. The earliest posts had started almost 8 months before Lily and I met. That confused me more than the betrayal. Because everything else made sense. Money explained part of it. Brand deals. Ads. Merchandise. Anonymous creators were making insane amounts online. Maybe she'd started the account before me and realized later she had better material. Better content. Better engagement. Maybe I became profitable. That explanation hurt, but it felt complete. I started reading every post. Late at night, I'd sit in my office with the desk lamp on. The room smelled like cold coffee and dust from old files. I built folders, screenshots, dates, receipts, photo metadata. I tracked upload times. Patterns started appearing. Lily posted after arguments, after birthdays, after family gatherings. Then I found something else. An upcoming announcement. A countdown. Our biggest reveal yet. Scheduled for our anniversary. The comments were full of theories. People thought she was leaving her husband. People thought she'd expose cheating. People thought she'd reveal his face. I remember staring at the screen while Milo slept beside my chair. His breathing was slow, steady. I thought I understood everything. I thought Lily had built a business out of humiliation. I decided I wouldn't confront her. I wanted to end it in one shot. I wanted her audience to watch. I wanted the truth to arrive where the lie lived. I planned the anniversary dinner carefully. Expensive restaurant. Private room. Flowers. Candles. Everything polished and perfect. I knew she'd record it. I found the hidden camera inside her purse before we left home. Tiny black lens between makeup brushes. No surprise there. But while checking the bag, I noticed something else. A folded receipt. Not recent. 3 years old. Storage unit payments. Monthly. Automatic renewal. I didn't know we had a storage unit. At dinner, I kept noticing details. Lily touching her phone under the table. Checking timing. Adjusting things. Waiting. Like she expected something. Not nervous. Prepared. Then I pulled out the tablet. Opened her blog. Turned it toward the camera. I watched her face collapse. I introduced the audience to the truth. I showed staged photos. Fake scenes. Manipulated stories. I watched comments explode across the live stream. I felt relief. For maybe 30 seconds. Then I saw Lily stop panicking. She just looked at me. No anger. No fear. Just confusion. Real confusion. I remember that part clearly. Because she looked at me the way doctors look at x-rays. Like she'd found something she hoped wasn't there. Then she reached into her purse. Pulled out papers. Medical papers. I recognized my name. Neurology clinic. Dates from almost 2 years earlier. I had never seen them. Then I saw the diagnosis. Memory impairment after head trauma. Suddenly I remembered the accident. Barely. Winter roads. Black ice. Hospital ceiling lights. Fragments. Nothing else. Lily had been recording me after that. Not for content. For patterns. For doctors. For episodes. Then she showed me something worse. Video files. Dozens. Hundreds. Me forgetting things. Me repeating conversations. Me accusing her of hiding things. Me insisting events happened differently. And then she showed me asterisk the loser's wife? Et? Yes? Yes? Not the account. The creation history. Administrative access. Original files. My email. My laptop. My IP logs. I had created the account. I remember the blood leaving my face. I remember the room suddenly feeling too cold. Because I recognized the email. It was mine. 2 years earlier, after the accident, I started documenting things. At first, I apparently wrote private notes. Memory checks. Behavior logs. Fear. Confusion. Then those entries changed. Somewhere along the way, I started writing about Lily. About suspicion. About things I thought she'd done. I built stories around missing memories. Around gaps. I created explanations. Then I created audiences. Then I created followers. I wrote anonymously. I uploaded photos I'd taken myself. I rearranged reality into narratives. The account became unpopular. The attention became addictive. People agreed with me. Validated me. Made me feel certain. Lily had discovered it months later. She kept trying to shut it down. But I kept restarting it during episodes I couldn't remember. I thought I was investigating her. I thought I was collecting evidence. I thought I was exposing manipulation. That was the first twist. The second one arrived 3 days later. I found the folder on my laptop. Untitled. No memory of creating it. Inside were drafts. Future posts. Not old ones. Future ones. Descriptions of events that hadn't happened yet. Our anniversary dinner. My confrontation. The live stream. Her reaction. Even comments. Almost perfectly. I sat in my office staring at the screen while the air conditioner rattled overhead. At the bottom of the last document was one line. No date. No explanation. Just something I'd written to myself. Asterisk, when she finally tries to tell you the truth, don't believe her. Asterisk. That was the night I realized I had been following my own script.